You need a specific high-end microphone for your studio. Usually that means opening 10 tabs, comparing prices, checking shipping, and manually typing in your credit card info. But today, you just tell your phone to get it, and it's done. This isn't just a faster checkout. It's the beginning of a massive technical transition from search results to what experts call agentic commerce. And the catalyst is Gemini 3.1 Pro. We are moving away from the era of information retrieval and entering the era of autonomous execution. And the way it works is genuinely brilliant.
For 20 years, the internet ran on a simple deal. You search, Google gives you links, and you click them. That click was the lifeblood of the web. It's how websites got paid and how brands found customers. But Gemini 3.1 Pro changes the fundamental architecture of that deal. It doesn't just find the information, it acts on it. It understands the context of a purchase and the logistics of a transaction. The result is a seamless experience where the middleman, the traditional search result page, simply disappears. It's efficient, it's fast, and it's completely reshaping the web. To understand the scale of this, we need to look at the numbers. We're seeing a fundamental shift in how traffic moves across the internet, and the impact is already being felt by the biggest platforms on the planet. Major B2B platforms like LinkedIn have reportedly seen a 60% collapse in referral traffic. Why? Because AI agents are now doing the networking and information gathering that humans used to do manually. This is what researchers are calling the SEO death spiral. As AI becomes the primary interface, the old tricks of keyword stuffing and backlink building are becoming obsolete. But don't get it twisted. This isn't just about things breaking. It's about a new kind of efficiency. Think of it like the transition from horses to cars. The old infrastructure doesn't work for the new speed. The clever insight here is that Google isn't just building a better chatbot. They're building a new layer of the internet designed specifically for autonomous software to talk to other software. And at the heart of this new layer is something called the Universal Commerce Protocol. It's the secret sauce that makes the whole thing possible. Let's break down how it actually works. Imagine a world where every product, service, and transaction has a standardized digital handshake. That's the goal of the UCP. It's a language that allows Gemini to talk directly to a merchant's checkout system. No more filling out forms, no more creating accounts. The agent handles the identity, the payment, and the logistics in one single encrypted flow. But to understand why this is such a big deal for the future of the web, we need to look at the mechanics under the hood, because this changes everything about how businesses compete. The Universal Commerce Protocol, or UCP, is the technical bridge that allows an AI to understand a website's inventory and checkout process without needing a human-friendly interface. Think of it like a universal adapter for the global economy. Before UCP, an AI had to scrape a website like a human would, clicking buttons and reading text. Now, it just asks the server for what it needs. This isn't just faster, it's infinitely more accurate. It eliminates the errors that happen when an AI misinterprets a web page's layout or buttons. When you ask Gemini to buy a product, it uses UCP to ping the merchant's API. It checks real-time stock, calculates the exact tax and shipping for your location, and applies any relevant discounts. The entire transaction happens in a matter of milliseconds. By the time you finished your sentence, the agent has already negotiated the best price and secured the item. This is a massive engineering feat. It requires a level of coordination between search engines, payment processors, and merchants that we've never seen before. Now, let's talk about the LinkedIn situation. Why did a professional networking site lose 60% of its traffic? Because LinkedIn was the place you went to find people and companies. But if an AI agent can find the right contact, verify their credentials, and even initiate a business inquiry without you ever visiting the site, the traffic to LinkedIn's homepage vanishes. The value shifted from the destination to the data. LinkedIn still has the data, but they've lost the eyeballs. And in the old web economy, eyeballs were everything. This creates a massive challenge for B2B platforms. If they aren't getting traffic, they aren't showing ads. And if they aren't showing ads, their primary revenue model starts to crumble. Some critics argue this is a parasitic relationship, that AI is eating the web that created it, but others see it as a necessary evolution of an inefficient system. The reality is likely somewhere in the middle. The web isn't dying, it's being re-indexed for a new kind of user, one that doesn't have a screen. But here's the part nobody is talking about. The SEO death spiral actually creates a massive opportunity for high-quality, verified data. In an agentic world, being findable by an AI is more important than being clickable by a human. If your data is structured properly via UCP, you become the preferred source for the agent. You might get less traffic, but you get 100% conversion because the agent only visits when it's ready to buy. But that's not even the most fascinating part. We haven't even gotten to the future of the open web yet, because the very definition of a website is about to change forever.
We are witnessing the birth of the transaction engine. For 30 years, the web was a library. Now, it's becoming a global autonomous vending machine. This shift from information to action is the biggest architectural change since the invention of the hyperlink. It's not about what you know anymore, it's about what you can do. And this is where it gets really interesting, because when the web becomes a transaction engine, the way we monetize content has to change. In the old web, you made money by showing ads to humans. In the new web, you might make money by charging agent access fees. If an AI wants to use your data to complete a transaction, it has to pay a micro toll. This could actually be better for creators. Instead of fighting for clicks and attention, they get paid for the actual value their data provides to the transaction. It's a more honest economy. It rewards accuracy and utility over clickbait and sensationalism. And honestly, that's a world I want to live in.
But what happens to the open web? Some fear that Google and a few other giants will become the gatekeepers of all commerce, effectively owning the interface to the world's economy. However, the Universal Commerce Protocol is, at least in theory, an open standard. Any developer can build an agent that uses UCP to talk to any merchant. This could lead to a Cambrian explosion of specialized agents, an agent specifically for finding the best eco-friendly travel, or an agent that manages your entire business supply chain. The future of the web isn't a destination, it's a service. We're moving from websites as places to websites as APIs, and that's a fundamental shift in how we design the internet. For designers and developers, this means focusing on agent-first design. How does your data look to an AI? Is it easy to parse? Is the transaction flow logical for a machine? It's a new set of challenges, but the rewards are massive. The companies that adopt to this agentic world first will be the ones that define the next decade of technology. Here's what I think this really means. The web isn't shrinking, it's becoming invisible. It's moving from something we browse to something that just happens in the background of our lives. The SEO death spiral and the LinkedIn traffic collapse are just the growing pains of a more efficient world. We're trading clicks for clarity and search results for solutions, and this is just the beginning. Because once the agents can handle our commerce, they'll start handling our complexity. The question is, what will you do with all that saved time?